here we have it, the finished blaster. I gotta say, I'm quite pleased with this blaster. I put a lot of time into it, and I just love the way it came out. The way the black paint settled, I had to repaint it a couple times just to make sure it was nice and smooth and flat. And then I was able to do the detailing work, which I think came out really well. In some of the movies, there's really fine detail work where there's a lot of gray scuff marks, and then in some of the movies, it looks pure black. And so it really depends on what movie, what genre, what time. Also with the handle, I had a hard time with that, deciding if I was just gonna go silver, if I was gonna go black. And so I went with a white that I then put silver on, and then I tried to scuff it up to bring some of the black back into it. And so I feel like that looks pretty nice. I'm really happy with how it turned out. And then up here at the muzzle, I went ahead and kept that orange as well as the trigger, just so it can clearly be seen as a toy, not a firearm, although I'll probably not take it outside too often because I just don't want it to be mistaken as a firearm. And then I took the muzzle at the front, and there were what looked like divots in the muzzle to make it look like a flash hider or something like that. So what I went ahead and did was I took that and drilled holes through those divots to actually make it have the appearance of what it's supposed to be. And so I feel like that looks pretty sweet. It still maintains its orange, but it's just got that extra nice aesthetic to it. This is my first prop blaster style thing where I've built blasters before, but I haven't built one that's supposed to look like something. And so this is the first time I've done that, and I am quite pleased with it. I really love the way it looks. I feel like I could use it and people would say, oh yes, that's Han Solo's blaster. And it looks like a fantastic prop. I always hesitate though when I make prop blasters, because then there's a possibility it can look like a real firearm. And then you run the risk of you can't take it outside as much, because if you take it out to a war, somebody could mistake it for a real firearm, call the police, and then the whole shenanigans begin. And so I'm always uncertain when I make these kind of blasters, but I had so much fun with this. Just getting to make it look like Han Solo's DL-44, I had so much fun with that. And so I'm very excited to get to use this in a lot of, mostly in films that I'll be doing coming up. I've got a bunch of storyboard ideas I'm doing right now and hoping to make some more films out of that and getting some of my friends involved. And this is definitely gonna make an appearance just because it looks so sweet. So just as before, it's the internal magazine. You're gonna put the 4 darts in there. And so the magazine itself is still bright blue, the original color that the blaster was. And so you can still kind of see that in there, which isn't necessarily a problem, but that loses its aesthetic. But I'm okay with that because moving parts I don't like to paint. Aside from like the shell and stuff, you need to paint that, but internal moving parts, those get really tricky when you start painting them. And so it's still got the same hits that it was getting before. I didn't end up modifying the spring because that's going to be a different thing where I might clip the spring, because there's the smaller spring inside of it and then the bigger spring on top of it, because it twists down to a smaller size and then twists out to a bigger size. And so I'm debating clipping off the bigger one and putting a better spring for that part and then attaching it to the smaller one. But for now, I've just simply put a spacer in there to see if that's going to give me any more firepower. It honestly probably won't, but I went ahead and tried that, just putting a spacer right behind where the spring ends so that the spring is almost pre-compressed, if that makes sense, so it can add just a little bit more FPS. Not a lot more, but a little bit. And then I went ahead and lubed it up just so that the moving slide still moves without scratching all the paint off. It's probably going to scratch and damage the paint a little bit, but that's worth it in my opinion. And so, yeah, there it is, Han Solo's DL-44, my first prop blaster. Also, I needed to make an addendum to a previous announcement. Instead of doing my live stream on June 23rd, which is this upcoming Saturday, I'll be doing it on June 24th, which is this upcoming Sunday. So it's still going to be happening, but it's going to be on Sunday. I'll probably do that around 6 or 7 p.m. I'll post an actual announcement onto the discussion of the channel to let you know the exact time on that Sunday. It's essentially just a time where I get to talk with you, and I'll probably talk about some of the ideas I'm brainstorming right now just to see if you think it would be great or if you're like, do something different. All that to say, I'm very excited about that upcoming live stream. Super secret side note, but there is an Easter egg hidden in this video. Comment below if you can figure out what it is. By the way, I shot first. And again, the graphic credits for the guy who's been making the graphics for my channel is Christian Daniel. I'll go ahead and throw him in the description. If you need any graphic related needs, please hit me up and I'll forward you to him because he's great at making things. He's a fantastic graphic designer and I'm really proud of all the stuff that he's made, both for other people, and then I was so excited and blessed when he did stuff for me. So if you need graphic needs done, please contact me and I'll send you to him. My email will be below and I will forward you to him. And also the music credit is Elijah Ong. I'm gonna put his YouTube channel and his SoundCloud station below so that you can find him and listen to his music. He's a fantastic musician that I went to high school with, and he's just a really great guy. And so if you're interested in the music that was here, please check his music out. I would love to know that because of watching this, somebody wanted to go listen to the rest of his music. He's got a bunch of different styles, a bunch of different remixes that he does, and it's pretty sweet. Make sure you subscribe to my channel because I know right now about 56% of the people that watch my videos are not subscribed. And so if you're subscribed, you can know when a new video comes out. You can hit the little bell notification mark, and that way you can get all the notifications for when a new video comes out so you can make sure you're the first one to see it. And make sure you follow me on Snapchat, Nerf&Turf, and then on Instagram at where_bear1230. I'll make sure I put those things in the description below so you can find it too. I want to hear feedback. I want to hear back from you guys. So please hit me up with any of my social media, with any of questions that you might have. Just shoot an email at me. I'd love to get to know you better. I'd love to respond and get to continue this interaction. Well, get on out there and nerf your turf. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.